Hello everyone, welcome. In this video we will talk about how to use the tool that it's called Designer Interface Quantity Builder. This tool is a great tool created by FDUT. Basically you're going to need a header, which is you have to go to the Designer Interface website and download that XML and click on browse and take it where it is, which is usually in a roadway. So you're gonna download it and then put it there and then take it to there, and then after that click on browse here because it's gonna activate, and take this to the calculation folder where all your Excel is gonna appear here, and then after that click on create, and then it's gonna create an XML for you. Then you're gonna take that XML, go back again to the Designer Interface Quantity website and import that XML. What that's gonna do is it literally gonna merge all the quantities in the Excels, and then you're gonna upload them for you to the website instead of you having to go to the website and do them one by one manually. So that's why this tool it will save a lot of time. There are some limitations. The limitation is as follow. There are some Excels they will not be acceptable by the website. And later on in the video we'll shine light on which one that you should not be selecting, that you should not be used. So now, first thing first, let's go to project wise. So let's go to our project and then let's go to calculations. As you see, I already have all my lovely quantities here, so I'm good. But unfortunately, to run this tool I cannot run it from project wise, so I have to run it from locally, which is, let's go to C drive, work set, FDUT, and then I have my project environment here. When I say project environment is the same as you see, all the project folder, they are here. So this step is not in this video. There are a separate video showing you exactly how to export an environment of your project and add them locally, just so you can use FDUT tools. So please refer to that video. So, but for now, since we already have that here, so what we're gonna do is we have calculation folder. As you see, it's empty. I only have the AQR signature, which is also, I think, empty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the calculation in project wise. As you see, I have everything here. So what I'm gonna do is export, and then let's take it to calculations. So yeah, let's export everything. Basically it's taking everything from project-wise and putting it locally, so I can locally use FDUT tool. Ta-da! Now I have all that. So now if I had access to the website, which I don't, I could have just reroute this to where that XML is, and then I will reroute this to the location locally of the calculations, and it will have all that, and then I can create. But since I do not have access to that, I actually have somebody who already created a video for it, which is Candy from Florida Department of Transportation CAT office, and she will explain all that for us. So please enjoy.
On the web page, locate the link for Designer Interface. When you click the link, it will take you to a sign-on page where you will need to enter your username and password to get access to Designer Interface. Even for FDOT users, you must have permissions granted to access the mainframe, and the password will be set up separately and might not match your everyday Windows access password. Once in the Designer Interface page, you'll need to locate your project number. For our demonstration, I'll be using the CAD Office testing project. To download the project header, you can either click on the Export Header link from the project list page, or if you've clicked the Update link and are within the actual project detail, you can click the Export Header button near the top of the page. Notice that my test project is currently empty with no items uploaded to the interface yet. I'll click back to the project list and then click Export Header from here. When the file downloads, you may see it appear at the bottom of the web page, depending on which browser you're using. If not, you can find the file in your Downloads folder. If you click the pull-down on the file download, you can choose the Show in Folder option to open the Downloads folder directly. Now I want to copy or move the XML file to the lead discipline folder of my project. So I'll right-click and select Copy, then navigate to my project roadway folder. The easiest way to get there is to go back to my CAD file and click on the Explore Directory's current work set, and it should open the folder of the file we currently have open. Then I can right-click in the folder and select Paste to complete the copy process for the XML file. Now the XML.
Yeah, I just would like to say something. Yeah, you can do this step also without actually having Open Road Designer open. You literally just go to your location. As we know, we already have it here. We already have the project, and just go to the roadway. And then go to the download. as she said in the video, go to your downloads, and literally you can just whoopsie drag it here. As you see, I already have them here, which is, the first one. Yep, I just want, so you do not actually need to open Open Roads Designer to do that. You can just do it manually like that. Okay, let's go back to the video.
For our project, we can proceed with the next step of the process. The next thing we want to do is to open the Designer Interface Quantities Builder tool. There is an icon in the FDOT Connect desktop folder to launch the tool. So on the desktop, locate the FDOT Connect folder, and then we can find the green icon named Designer Interface Quantities Builder, and double-click to launch the tool. In the Quantities Builder tool, the first thing we need to do is direct it to the XML file we just copied to our project. So I'll click the Browse button and navigate to my Project Roadway folder. Since I've recently tested this process, it still remembers the last path, so I don't have to search through my folders. But on the first load of the tool, you'll have to navigate the full path, since the tool is opened outside of the FDOT Connect ORD environment. Select the project header XML and click Open. You should get a successful message, and click OK. Check to make sure all your project information shows correctly. Then we need to direct it to our Excel spreadsheets. So, in the Summary Reports Location section, we'll click Browse and navigate to the Project Calculations folder. This time, I'll have to start from scratch and locate my work sets and my project. Then click on the Calculations folder and click OK. Now in the Project Summary Reports file section, you'll see a list of all the Excel files in the Calculations folder except the eqrsignature.xlsx. We've set the tool to ignore that file since we know that Excel file doesn't have any quantities in it. Notice the Group ID column. Each summary report is set with a default group ID which corresponds to the category or group defined in the BOE Chapter 9. We'll take a look at that in a minute. If you click the arrow, a drop-down list will show all the available groups that were delivered with the project header. If a group is not defined in Ash2Ware Project Preconstruction, it will not appear in this list. If a particular summary report belongs in a different group than the default setting, you can change it here. For instance, if you had a project with multiple structure numbers, each structure would have a separate group number that could be selected from the list. Next, let's take a look at the output file location. Notice that the output is set to the same folder as the project header location, and has the same file name, except it has an underscore and out.xml. This is the output file name and location of the file we will upload to Designer Interface. As with the other quantity tools, there are selection buttons at the bottom, and we can choose Select All. Once we're happy with our settings and selections, we can click Create. but I'm going to hold off on creating the file for a minute while we take a look at the BOE and talk a little bit more about some limitations of the tool. So back in our CAD file, once again, let's click on the FDOT Links tool, and this time select the Basis of Estimates manual. I want to take a quick look at Chapter 9 to show you where those group ID numbers are defined. So in Chapter 9, let's scroll down to the section on headers, and then we can look at this table. Notice the groups on the right of the page and see that some pay item number ranges can be in more than one group. Since we're uploading the quantities by summary table, each summary table will only have one group ID that it belongs to. So unless your project has unique group numbers, as sometimes happens in structures, they should usually fall into the default groups. If you need to check to confirm the right grouping, this is where that information is located. Let's take a minute to talk about one of the current limitations of Designer Interface Quantities Builder. As of the April hotfix of FDOT Connect version 10.08.02.01, the CAD office is still developing an enhancement to the tool that will allow it to process quantities that have lump sum unit along with a secondary unit of measure. Unfortunately, at this time, the following summary tables will cause errors if you include them in the XML to upload to Designer Interface. The summary of clearing, grubbing, and removal items, the summary of special detours, summary of structure quantities, summary of temporary highway lighting, and the summary of temporary traffic control plan items. For now, we recommend leaving these files out of the XML and entering any quantities from these summary reports manually in Designer Interface. I'll demonstrate what happens when you include them in the upload in a bit. We expect the enhancement that will allow us to process these files to be delivered in the next maintenance release of FDOT Connect. So back in the Quantities Builder tool, with all of the Excel files selected, including the clearing and grubbing, I want to create two output files. If I try to change the file name in the dialog, it won't let me, so I'll go ahead and click Create. Then we can go to the Roadway folder and change the file name so we know that this first XML includes the clearing and grubbing and will cause problems with the upload. So I'll change the file name. Instead of _out, we'll change that to _bad. Then I'll go back to the Quantities Builder and uncheck the clearing and grubbing file. And this time I'll leave the file name with the _out name and click Create. Now in the Roadway folder, I should have two output XML files, and we can go back to the Designer Interface and try to upload them. Back in the Designer Interface webpage, if the page has timed out or if you logged out before processing your files, you may need to log back in with your mainframe username and password. Once you get to the project list page, locate your project number, and you can click on the import link. You'll need to click Select Files and navigate to your Project Roadway folder. The first file we'll try to upload is the one where we changed the file name to bad. Remember that this XML included the summary of clearing, grubbing, and removal items, and since that report contains pay items with dual units of measure, we expect to get an error. So select the file and click Open. The file name will appear in the Select Files section. Then you can click Upload File. And here's the error message we expected. Notice the red Data Validation Errors bar and the message that says that the units of measure do not match the master pay item units of measure. There's a blue link with the error code that if you click it, it will open the error code list with an explanation of what the error code means. The blue Data Validation Help link above the red bar also goes to the error code list. Keep in mind that the XML upload in Designer Interface is an all-or-nothing process. If the upload generates an error, nothing from the XML will get imported. Any errors must be resolved and the entire XML must be valid for a successful upload. Since we know what is causing this particular error, we can cancel out of this upload screen, and it takes us back to the project details. From this page, we can try again with the other XML file. Let's click the Import button. Once again, we'll need to click Select Files, and this time we'll select the _out XML file and click Open. The file name appears on the Upload page, and we can click Upload File. This time we get a green bar at the top that says Data Validation Successful and Project Successfully Loaded. You can scroll down and see all of the pay items in the quantity data that was uploaded. Let's go back to the Project Details page. And now we can see that there were items uploaded to the roadway category. If you click on the item's number, you could continue to add in the pay items and quantities for the clearing and grubbing items or any other pay items that need to be manually entered. When you're done with the upload and entering any extra data into Designer Interface, make sure to log out of this screen. Finally, we want to make sure that all the information that we entered into Designer Interface matches the information in our Estimated Quantities Report PDF. So we can use the WebGate reporting tools to generate a project edit report, which creates a PDF of all the project quantity data that has been entered into Ashtaware Project Preconstruction through Designer Interface. So back on the WebGate menu page, let's click on the Ashtaware Project WebGate Reporting login. On the login screen, you'll need to enter your mainframe username and password and click Login. On the reporting page, we're looking for the section that says Designers, Estimators, and Reviewers, so expand that section, and then at the bottom of that group, you'll find the Project Edit Report. When you click on that link, you'll see a list of project numbers. You'll need to scroll down and locate your project number and select it. Once you've selected the project number, it may take a moment or two, but be patient, and then the output options will appear under the pick list box. For this report, we'll want to select the PDF option, so just click on the PDF button and it will process the report. When it's finished, you may see the PDF download appear at the bottom of the browser, or you can find it in the Downloads folder. If you click the down arrow and select Show in Folder, it will open the Downloads folder, and then we can open and review the file.
Okay, we are back. Okay, thank you so much, Candy. That was great. So, to end this video, what we learned, what we got? Well, first of all, we got the PDF where she ended her video. Basically, she got this PDF where I'm going to open right now, which is, as you see, I already have it for our project. So your job is to get this PDF. Let's go to, I mean, it depends how you guys do it. We usually just put it in the estimate folder with the EQR, because the EQR goes, estimate quantity report go in estimate. So you just drag this one and put it here. Let me click on that, no wizard, okay. We already have it here and we labeled it DQ, but we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna delete it, but that's how you do it. And we usually, to do the three-way check, what we do is we match everything in this website, which is, that's mean everything in the Designer Interface website, match what's in the estimated quantity report, match what's in the engineer estimate. So basically those your three documents need to match. And before we end this video, the final step is let's bring back the stuff that we got. I mean, the stuff that we actually used, which is let's go to roadway. Then let's go to locally roadway. This is the XML that we exported from the website. This is the header. And this is the out that the tool created, that we took it and bring it back to the website and upload it. So after you finish your operation locally, just copy both of them and bring them back to Roadway and ProjectWise. Make sure they are here, save and sound. Here we go. They are here, the header and the out, and you can actually go to the description and type, this is the header and this is the output of the designer interface that we uploaded to the designer interface website. Yeah, and thank you so much for listening. Have yourself a wonderful day.